What? Yeah, okay. Yeah, welcome back everybody. I'm, today doing a tutorial on Steve's Carts 2, and I have a guest that is totally, not here, actually, in this room with me. Um, anyway, he is, sort of getting into coding, at least I think he is, so he might be releasing a mod in a couple of years' time, and yes, I said years. I'm making fun of him because he's one of my oldest friends, and he deserves to be made fun of. So, anyway, so Steve's Carts 2. This is a modular minecart mod, and if you guys have ever wanted to do anything more with your minecarts, then this is your mod. Basically, what it does is it adds a whole bunch of stuff. This is the NEI display for Steve's Carts, and it is rather insane. It adds a ton of items and some blocks, a couple new types of carts, rails, and it's a pretty modular system. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you want to do anything at all with Steve's Carts, is get the cart assembler, and that is made with 3 iron ingots, 4 stone, that's smooth stone, and 2 simple PCBs. Simple PCBs are made with 4 iron, 4 redstone, and a gold ingot. And that makes 1, so you're going to need 2 of those. Just place the cart assembler down, and here's the GUI. So it's pretty complicated, but don't worry, we'll get it sort of narrowed down. Basically, you've got this one slot up here, and that's where you put your cart hull. And the cart hull is what holds all of the stuff. So it's basically just like a basic mine cart. But you can't use it as a basic mine cart. You have to put modules on it first. So in order to get basic hulls, there are, let's see, I believe there are 5 different types of hulls. The most basic type is the wooden hull, and that is 5 any type of wood and 2 wooden wheels. Wooden wheels are made with 4 of sticks and 1 of any type of wood. It makes 1. So this is, what are you pointing at? The mechanical pig. I'll get to that later. So the wooden hull is the most basic. You'll see that it has a whole bunch of text that pops up when I mouse over it. It says modular capacity is 50, modular complexity cap is 15, max engine count is 1, and max add-on count is 0. Type hull. Basically, this just displays a whole bunch of information about any type of add-on that you're mousing over. So, something like these hulls, everything in Steve's Carts is measured in modular capacity when you're assembling a cart. So, a tool, for example, I don't know, a drill, iron drill, has a modular cost of 3. So that means you can put modules onto the wooden hull up to a capacity total of 50, and you can't put anything on it that has a complexity count of upwards of 15 in one unit. So, for example, if I found a really expensive one, like the Galgadorian drill, it has a modular cost of 150, and since it's the highest tier drill, it's unbreakable. And that couldn't fit on the cart because, 1, it goes way over the module complexity cap of 15, and 2, it goes over the modular capacity of the cart, which is 50. So the one upwards from that is the standard hull, which is the same thing, just with iron and iron wheels, made like this. This one has a capacity of 200, a complexity cap of 50, an engine count of 3, which is how many engines you can put on at maximum, and we'll get to engines later. Max add-on count of 6, which is all the modules labeled type add-on. So then there's the reinforced hull, which is a capacity of 500, a cap of 150, an engine count of 5, and an add-on count of 12. There's the mechanical pig, which is kind of a weird one. It's made with pork chops and iron wheels. It's got a capacity of 150, a complexity cap of 50, an engine count of 2, and an add-on count of 4. And it says, in memory of VSWE's Thunder Pig Arena victory, thanks to everybody who donated during the 2013 Minecraft Marathon. So that's something, piece of trivia I don't know about. Reinforced hull, I didn't mention the crafting recipe for this one. It's made with reinforced metal and reinforced wheels. Reinforced wheels are just made with some iron and some reinforced metal. Reinforced metal is made by smelting stabilized metal. Stabilized metal, you can make 5 of it with 1 hardened mesh, 5 iron ingots, and 3 refined hardener. Refined hardener is made by smelting raw hardener, and raw hardener is made with 4 obsidian and a diamond makes 2. So then you can use 4 refined hardener and 5 iron bars to make this hardened mesh. It's a bit of a complicated crafting recipe, and it requires a lot of diamonds, but trust me, it's worth it. Then there's finally the most expensive and most insane type of hull is the Galgadorian hull, which has a modular capacity of 1,000, a cap of 150, an engine count of 5, and an add-on count of 12. That one is made with 5 Galgadorian metal and 2 Galgadorian wheels. Galgadorian wheels are 4 reinforced metal and 1 Galgadorian metal. Galgadorian metal is insanely expensive. It is made by smelting a lump of Galgador, which is made by a diamond block, 3 glowstone, 2 stabilized metal, and 3 eyes of Galgador makes 2. And you're going to need a lot. You're going to need 5, 6, 7 of this. So you'll be left with 1. That's how cruel they are. Eyes of Galgador are made with an Eye of Ender, 4 magma cream, 2 gas tears, and 2 fermented spider eyes. So that makes 1, so you're going to need a lot of those. So it's a really, really late game hull, but it can hold like almost anything. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the hull of your choice. I usually pick the standard hull because it is nice and cheap, and it can hold a fair amount, and put it in the card assembler. And you'll see all these slots start opening up, and you have a picture of your hull here. That's nice. What you want to do is basically, you see all these little categories: engines, tool, attachments, storage, add-ons. If you look at NEI, everything has a type. So these are storage, this is an add-on, this is an engine, you know, all the sort of stuff. This is an attachment. So anything you want, just look for it and make it. And everything has a crafting recipe. And some of these are only sub-crafting items, so they don't have types. But make it, and then you can stick it on your cart. Easy enough. Stick stuff on your cart, and it'll show all the stats here. And once you're done, once you've stuck all the stuff on your cart that you want, so let's make a tree harvesting cart here. So for a tree harvester, if I wanted to get the max level tree harvester I could have, how much does the, is there a Galgadorian woodcutter? I don't think there is. Oh, wait, never mind, here it is. Galgadorian woodcutter, modular cost 120, unbreakable. So I can't put that on that because it beats the complexity cap. Oops. Let's put on a basic woodcutter with a modular cost of 34. That goes here on the tool, because it is subtype tool. And there you go. It's on the cart. You can only have 1 tool on a cart, because it wouldn't really make sense to have a drill and a woodcutter on a cart. A couple restrictions about putting things on carts. If you put something on a cart, then it will take up a side. See how this is on the front? And you can click and drag to move the cart around however way you want it. And it'll just revert to its default position and start spinning. Yeah, stuff will take up sides. Unless it's marked something like internal storage will take up the internal, so it doesn't matter. But something like this will take up the front, and something like the side chests will take up the sides, and that will go in storage. So now there's chests on the sides. If I wanted to put something like, say, what about the fertilizer? Fertilizer doesn't take up a side, so that's no problem. What about something else I would need? Maybe, I don't know, a solar engine. No, I want a compact solar engine. And a combustion engine, probably. So, just a standard coal-fired engine. Yeah, like right there. So that's a basic. That's a solar, and that's a compact. So I want the compact solar. So now I'm going to put in engines. I'm going to put a solar engine, and you see compact solar engine and side chests will clash at the right. So that means if I want side chests, I can't have a compact solar engine. So I'm just going to use a regular solar engine. And that takes up the top, so that's no problem. Coal engine is rear. You see it puts that little slot there. And that's a bit it. Oh, I want one more thing. I want not an incinerator. Where's the smelter? Melter. There we go. Add-on. Melter. There we go. Now you can see whole capacity is 200, complexity caps 50. Total cost 92. Total time 1550. That is how much time it will take to assemble the cart. That is real time. If you put enough modules on one of these carts, it'll take hours or even days to assemble. And it will use fuel, which is coal, or any type of fuel that you can use in a furnace, I think. So this is fuel level 4000. I'm not entirely sure what one coal is worth, but guessing as I put 64 coal in here, it used 10 to fill up 4000. I'm assuming each one's worth 40 or 400. So, and then it says the assembler is currently idle. If I hit assemble, then it will start making progress. So it'll give you a percentage and a time remaining. Now, that is going to take a very long time, and I'm not going to record for that long. So I have a cart assembler set up here. You can put upgrades on the cart assemblers, and upgrades are these little things right here. So you can have anything from the battery upgrade, which upgrades its fuel capacity, and it says generate 40 units of power per minute, so it gives a little boost to the power. Or you can have solar panel, generate power while in the sun, so you have alternative power sources. Or some upgrades like cart crane, so you can pick up carts from the surrounding area for modification. You can have industrial espionage, which gives you a bonus on your module assembling time. But it gives a decrease on the cart assembling time, and it gives assembling efficiency of -1%. What were you pointing? This? Yeah, cart modifier is a handy one because you can put it on, and it allows you to modify carts that you have already made. So if you aren't happy with a cart, just make a cart modifier upgrade, and it'll allow you to disassemble and put new parts or remove parts from old carts. And all upgrades require their components, which is usually 4 iron, a couple PCBs, and something, and a blank upgrade. And a blank upgrade is 2 reinforced metal, a redstone, 5 iron ingots, an advanced PCB, and that makes 2. An advanced PCB is just 2 basic PCBs, 3 iron ingots, and 4 redstone. So, yeah, not all that complicated, just requires some reinforced metal. Steve Cart's definitely not an early game mod, I can tell you that, if you're planning on making more advanced carts. Can be an early game mod, but it's just really modular, and it can be any type of mod you want, I suppose. So, let's get back the stuff that I had before, and I also had a basic woodcutter, and a... where's the fertilizer? Not good at finding things in NEI. Here we go, fertilizer. So what I'm doing here is I'm making the exact same thing, but I am making it in in a cart assembler that has the creative mode upgrade, which basically, as the name suggests, is just for creative mode, and it will basically instantly assemble any cart that you put in there. So it's a useful little thing, I suppose. Little thing is the only thing I can think of for it. And then I will also need a melter and a couple of internal storage. And there we go. That looks right. And if you hit assemble, boom, done. That's how long it takes. And you get the modular cart, and it'll show you all the stuff on it, and it'll show you durability on the stuff. And if you want, you can place it down on track. So let's get some rail. And there you go. And you'll see that the solar panel is extending, and everything's running. GUI. Here's the GUI of the cart. It'll show your engines, so it shows the coal engine, which is out of fuel, the solar engine, which is gathering power, the woodcutter, which has a durability of 320,000, and it says repair this tool with diamonds. It also has, is this where saplings are stored? Yes, this is where saplings go for the woodcutter, because the woodcutter will not only harvest trees, it'll also replant them, which is handy. It's got internal storage and side chests, internal storage, so this is all the different storage. And it's got this little bar here on the side that you can scroll down or scroll up if there's more of the GUI. What?
Don't know if that's for the...
Yeah, neither do I. This slot is mysterious. I don't know what it's for. Fertilizer. This is where bone meal goes for the fertilizer. You put bone meal in here, it sort of liquefies it, and then it uses it to grow trees nearby, which is cool. So, oh, this is the melter, I think. That's a slot for the melter, because I have a melter on here.
The melters melt snow. That's not the furnace.
Oh. Oh, that's too bad. It looks like I chose a device that melts snow instead of, because I wanted something that would like melt. It would turn my logs that I harvested into charcoal, and I picked the melter, which is apparently, yeah, that's something to melt snow around the cart. In case you're annoyed with snow, so yeah, I picked the wrong thing. I screwed up. It's my fault. Okay, I don't even know if there is an upgrade that allows you to smelt stuff inside the cart. I'm certain that I saw somebody else use that. It's not the extreme melter, because the extreme melter is just something bigger than the regular melter. I just figured his was melter, it would like smelt things. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's an upgrade here to me. I mean, you guys are probably all yelling at me saying, it's right there, why can't you see it? Yeah, I'm a little bad at seeing things. Oh, smelter, here we go. Why does it have the picture of a crafting table? Ugh. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry about that. Right, so smelter, it's just a simple PCB in a furnace. That makes more sense. Oh, well, okay, whatever. So anyway, as you can see, the cart has run itself off the end of the track because it has powered itself in the direction it wanted to go. So, let's destroy that. And it can be destroyed just by any other minecart, just by punching it. So what you want to do now is, with this cart I made, it's a tree harvesting cart. So how do you make it harvest trees? Well, it's pretty simple. You just make a loop of track that's as big as you want it, and make it dirt on either side of the track, and plant saplings on it. Or you don't even have to plant saplings, the cart will do it for you. Load your cart up with saplings, and let it go. And then have one of these things, cargo manager, nearby. And what the cargo manager does is you put it down. See, it has these 4 colored sides: red, yellow, green, and blue. Go into the GUI, and it has slots that are labeled the colors. And basically, on the blue side, you can see it says change part of the cart. You click on it, and it says engine, railers, storage slots, torches, explosives, arrows, blah 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 blah. Basically, it'll change the part of the cart that you're harvesting or putting stuff into. So you can click this, and it says to the cart or from the cart. Basically, this just manages your cart system. So if you have a modular cart that, say, like I have, is harvesting trees, you want to have side blue have from the cart and have slot storage, and then you can change turnbacks, and then continue along after transfer. But that's just whether the cart turns around after it goes past the railer, or not railer, cargo manager. And then either change side is current side is blue. So if I think that this requires redstone signal. I'm not sure. Yes, it does. This requires a redstone signal in order to actually start harvesting stuff from a cart. So what you want to do, so then you want to have this side to the engine, the same side blue. You can click this to change the color. So what you want to have is the advanced detector rail from Steve's Carts 2, which is 2 pressure plates, a redstone, and 6 iron ingots, and that goes right here. And what that'll do is whenever the cart goes over it, it'll stop the cart and apply a redstone signal to it, to the cargo manager, and that'll activate the exchange to and from the cart, and then it'll continue the cart on its way. So, however big you want this system, so I will have it like this, 4 in the center, and then just have it a loop however long. I don't really know how long I'm going to make it, just like that. And then track all the way around. And how you make the cargo manager is 4 huge iron panes, 4 large iron panes, and a large dynamic pane. Panes are made with, the huge panes are made with 9 of the smaller panes, and the large panes are made with 4 of the smaller panes, and the panes are made from 1 iron ingot and 8 chest panes, which makes 8 of the iron ones. Chest panes are just made with 2 logs of any type of wood and 7 of any type of wood planks, and that makes 32. So that makes a lot. And the dynamic panes are just regular iron panes with redstone, and the large ones are just 4 dynamic panes with redstone. So pretty simple, but it requires a bit of iron and redstone, but it's mostly just a complex crafting recipe, that's all. Cargo managers can be connected to piping systems or ME interfaces or import and export buses. So you can do a lot of automation with these. You can auto retrieve or auto deliver stuff for the cart. So you can even make like this side blue to the cart, and then you could go to I don't know,
Fuel.
fertilizer, and then that will if you have like an enemy interface here set to keep 64 bone meal in this, then it'll always have bone meal to put into the fertilizer. So that's an interesting way to do it. Zombie, get out of the way. So what you want to do here is, well, first I want to convert all this to dirt. So that's what I was thinking. So I'm going to get myself a whole bunch of dirt and get myself a wand from Thalmcraft, the Thamian Boss Dark Silverwood wand, and get a wand focus of equal trade. Here we go. And set it to dirt. Go! Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. I'm just transmuting all this to dirt. I don't really care if it gets more than I need to, because that doesn't matter. This is a creative world. And one more here. I don't know if you can hear the sort of roaring noise in the background. It's raining here, and it's raining pretty hard. And I like it, because I like rain, unlike many people. And rain is fun. Okay, here we go. Entire area transmuted to dirt. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. All of you, get out. Okay, there we go. Alright, now that we've got the rail set up, then what we're going to want to do is get a whole bunch of saplings of your choice. Doesn't matter what type. I usually use oak, just because it's the most common.
Apples.
And apples, yes. Put the cart down, put a whole bunch of... Oh, not the engine, not the engine. There we go. Put a whole bunch of saplings in the woodcutter, and you will see that it starts putting down the saplings. And its solar engine is folding down because it's no longer daytime, so I'm going to reverse that and make it put its thing up. There we go. And now it's going to wait. See, that's starting to move. So the engines mean it'll move by itself. And the woodcutter's putting down saplings. It does not take durability to put down saplings, you need to cut down trees. And you can set the priority of the engines. That means that if I set the coal engine to low priority and the solar engine to high, that means that even if it has fuel for the coal engine, if it can run the solar engine, it will. But it'll only run the coal engine if it can't run any other engines. So that's what the priority determines. On this, you always want the solar engine at high and the coal engine at low, so it won't run the coal engine during the day. If you switch it even lower, it just disables it. So you can high, medium, or low, or disabled. And of course, disabled stops it from running entirely. So it'll plant saplings here, and it'll just plant them along either side of the track with one space intervals so that the trunks don't clash. And once it's finished planting the saplings, as long as no grow, it'll just start running around the track. And stopping. It'll stop here. It'll transfer stuff from the cargo manager. And it'll just keep going. What?
To speed the process.
Oh.
Fertilizer.
Yeah, I'll give myself some bone meal. Good idea.
Put it in the cargo manager.
Yeah. Okay, so if I put this bone meal in the cargo manager here, say it's been put in by an ME export bus or something like that, or maybe a automation system for Buildcraft or something like that. Now you'll see that it is running all four directions, and see how it's transferred some bone meal into the cart. It's just pulling all the bone meal it can in here, and it's going into the cart here, and it's filling up the fertilizer. So, there you go, now the fertilizer's full. It'll stop transferring bone meal into the cart, and the cart will go on its way. Now, in a few seconds, hopefully, it'll start using up the fertilizer to start speeding up the growth of some of these saplings. See, the solar engine's got a ton of power. It just means that it's building up some reserve power. After it gets dark, or if the cart goes underneath a tree or something, then the solar engine will run for a little while because it's got a lot of reserve power up. See how it's used some of the fertilizer? Doesn't use it very fast. I think each bone meal produces like 8 points of fertilizer or something. So it doesn't use up fertilizer very fast. It's not an insta-grow, but it will certainly speed up the growth. See how it's harvesting the leaves here? Solar panel retracted because it went underneath the tree, but now it's extending. It really?
Yeah, it gives.
I did not know that. Okay, so according to my person sitting next to me here, it'll also use bones, apparently. Just straight bones. I don't know how efficient it is.
I think just 3 times as much, so you can fit more in the reserve slot.
Right, okay, so theoretically it'll produce 3 times as much fertilizer per bone as it does per bone meal, so it is more efficient to, like, say, macerate or pulverize your bones to get 5 bone meal or 6 bone meal per. But it does mean you can fit more at a time into your fertilizer slot. So if you don't have a very good automation system, you can always just put bones in here from your mob farm or something. Or if you just don't have a shortage of bones, you could just dump bones in here and it would last 3 times as long. So yeah, that's a good idea. See how the trees are growing much faster than they would normally. Plus, it seems they're growing a lot faster just because there's a sheer amount of them. So he cuts down the trunk, replants it, and then does it all over. If it gets any apples, like that, it'll put it in its side chest. It'll automatically dump most of its wood into its engine. Here. It'll dump some of it into the side chests, but you see how it's transferring stuff here? It'll transfer all the wood that it has in the cargo manager into the engine. So if it doesn't transfer any wood into the engine on pickup, it'll always transfer it all into the cart through the cargo manager if you have it configured like I do. So if you want to, just pause the video on here, and you'll see the configuration the cargo manager's in. So this is engine, this is fertilizer, this is to the cart, this is to the cart, this is from the cart. That's for the storage. So, and it doesn't have to be blue. It can be whatever side is facing it, because it's always going to have the same sides face the same directions, as far as I can tell.
North, south, east, west.
Yeah, basically. So they're always going to be facing the same direction. So whatever side you have to track on, it doesn't have to be this blue side. It can be any side. Just remember to have an advanced detector rail in front of the cargo manager, just to keep the cart from just going right on past it and not hitting it. And then it'll just keep doing this as long as it doesn't run out of wood in its engine, or as long as the woodcutter doesn't run out of durability, and as long as it doesn't run out of saplings or something.
Go back to the
Then it will keep running.
Oh.
Oh.
Put diamonds there and it'll repair.
Right, okay, that's where you put diamonds to repair your woodcutter. If your woodcutter gets low on durability, it says repair this tool with diamonds. That's where you pop your diamonds to repair it. I don't know how much diamonds repair per, but they probably repair like 25% or something. It does have a durability of 320,000. You're going to say, that's a lot, but if you run this for a long time, you'll see that that's not very much, actually. So you'll want to keep some diamonds ready just in case your woodcutter breaks. And if you want real durable woodcutter, then you could go to either a hardened woodcutter or a Galgadorian woodcutter, which is unbreakable. And this is Galgadorian saw blades or Galgadorian metal. And Galgadorian saw blades are just Galgadorian metal and some iron. And then this requires reinforced metal, this requires iron. I don't know why this has an advantage over this. Oh, this requires a hardened woodcutter, this requires a woodcutting core. So this requires a reinforced metal and some additional iron in addition to the Galgadorian saw blades. But this requires a hardened woodcutter in addition to the metal.
That means you can strip the woodcutter off your old one if you want to.
Yeah. So basically, this just allows you to save a reinforced metal and some iron if you want to strip the woodcutter off of your old cart and use it to upgrade it. I don't think the durability here matters. I don't think it has to be fully repaired. Same deal with this one. This allows you to save a diamond and some iron in replacement for using your old diamond woodcutter. Diamond woodcutters are just a couple of saw blades, 5 of them, an iron ingot, and a woodcutting core. Saw blades or the diamond version, are a diamond and 2 iron ingots each. That's 5 diamonds, 10 iron ingots there, and then another iron ingot. Woodcutting core is an advanced PCB and 8 of any type of sapling. And the advanced PCB is like you saw before. So my recommendation, get either the reinforced or the Galgadorian, because the diamond woodcutter is not going to last very long for your money. So get reinforced if you have the resources. If you don't have the resources, wait until you do and then get it. If you have a ton of resources and you just want a large amount of wood, then Get the Galgadorian, go for it, but that's an insane amount of resources, because Galgadorian metal is expensive, and very, very, very expensive. Another thing you can do is, instead of putting a woodcutter on here, you could put, say, I don't know, a drill. And if you put that on a piece of track with like a railer in it, which puts down track, and a torch placer, which puts down torches, with then and a bridge builder, which builds bridges in front of it if it finds open space, you could basically make a tunnel bore, and it would just bore through the rock and dig a nice large tunnel for you. Of course, I'd recommend changing out the engines. Maybe put just a couple of coal engines on it or something, as opposed to a solar engine, because a solar engine isn't going to work too well underground, obviously.
It does keep the items and it does turn back when its inventories are full.
Okay, so, at mod.mod, what am I thinking? Right. Apparently, when the cart's inventory gets full, like full of cobblestone or ores and stuff, it will turn back and from the end of the track. And if you have like a cargo manager at the end with a receptacle in it that you can just dump all the stuff into, that's fine. You can see there's a module here called the ore extractor. I'm assuming that seeks out nearby ores and harvests them. So I have Galgador and Galgadorian metal. So as expensive as it is, I would assume it acts like the miner from IC2. So it like seeks out nearby ores and mines them from the direct path. So that could be a pretty useful tool to put on there. There was something I saw in here. It was a liquid detector. Yes, liquid sensors. This would be useful because it can detect when there's like lava or water nearby. And what depth finder thing? There's the bridge builder and there's the railer.
It allows you to just go down, like, I think it's this. Above.
Drill intelligence.
No,
what does that do? That's expensive.
The drill intelligence, you can tell it where to drill.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. And how big to drill. Drill intelligence would be useful too, because you can define the size and shape of the passageway you're mining.
Above.
Height controller. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so that just basically tells the cart what height to mine. I would assume that is correct. Yeah, and then you can build mob killer carts, which have shooters in them, which shoot mobs. Advanced shooters just can track mobs and shoot them. Basic shooters just shoot in all directions, but I think they fire arrows. What?
I think you can get an upgrade for the potions. Isn't there a potion shooter upgrade?
I think, yes, I believe there is a potion thrower upgrade somewhere. There's an experience bank. So, like I said, these carts can be good for mob spawners, mining machines, tree farmers, landscape maintainment things, whatever you'd call them, landscaping carts. You can have lighting carts. You can have cleaning machine. What does that do?
I think that sucks up nearby items.
Okay, that would be useful. There you go. Cleaning machine sucks up nearby items. You can even have a cart you can ride on. There's a brake handle, which stops the cart. There's a control system. There's a seat you can sit on. There is a rather evil module, and by evil I mean entertaining, but it'll keep you entertained for hours if you are the way we are. Steve's Arcade. Basically, put this on a cart and put this on with a advanced control system and a seat. And Steve's Arcade has a whole bunch of remixes on like all the old games like Tetris and stuff like that, and Space Invaders. And it has Minecraft remakes of those. And you can just sit there in the seat and play it. And you're playing a game inside a game, which sounds really, really sad. And it is. And it's really entertaining. Try it. And it's evil. So, I think that's about it. So, that's about it for the Steve's Carts 2 tutorial. And, like I said, I haven't covered all of it. There's hundreds of thousands of combinations you can make with these, I'm sure. Lots more upgrades for the cart manager. There's other stuff. Detector manager, detector unit, detector station, detector junction, redstone unit, liquid manager. All sorts of stuff that you can do with Steve's Carts. It's a really good mod. Try it out. It's included in, I think, all of the FTB packs. And, that's about it. Thanks for watching.